everybody, GVB back in the dojo. I want to talk to you today about certain situations that might knock you down in your life and how you might be able to get through these things. And it's usually through thinking that there's a greater purpose out there. You know, I worked really hard in my life to become a well-known filmmaker, and I taught myself how to make films. I was a carpenter by trade, and I hadn't got any film experience, so I started teaching myself. You know, people thought it was this crazy ambition, this crazy dream that I was trying to do this, but I just had it in my heart that I wanted to be that. And so I worked diligently, day in, day out, learning the trade, learning the craft, learning the skills so I could actually apply that stuff and become known. And it happened. Over time, I became known. I became one of the directors of Happy Feet 1, Happy Feet 2, and I choreographed all the fight action and the gunfighting action on Mad Max Fury Road. It was all possible, it happened. But what happened on that film was kind of a detrimental change for me. You know, we went through all the action in the movie, we filmed all the action, it was all done, it was fantastic, but we went so far over budget and time the studio, they closed us down. And we went through a whole year of no work, and I had to go back and work in the building industry as a labourer, digging holes for 70 hours a week just to make ends meet. You know, financially, we were in a really bad position because I got hit with a massive tax bill and life became really tough. And it took me to a really dark place. You know, I was struggling to survive at one point in time because I'd spent so many hours at this bottom of this lift shaft just shoveling for no reason. And when you're doing a job that's high labour intensive, you also got to remember the other side of that, is your brain has a lot of free time to think. And when it's got a lot of time to think and a lot of time to back brain stuff, you start playing the what ifs and the whys and how could I haves in your head. And what it normally ends up being is a negative situation if you let it be that. And you have to learn to turn that into a positive. It's very hard to do when you're in the guts of it because you're inside a problem. It's hard to see the solution when you're so down inside it. And it's such into this vortex when you get trapped in there. You don't know how to get out. You don't know how to reach for help or call for help. And if you do, you don't think anyone can help you anyway. So it makes you a very dark person. I went there myself. It was a struggle for me. You know, and it wasn't until someone actually took their life on my site that I was working on that it made me awaken to the truth that there were people out there much worse than me. People that were doing it tougher with multiple marriages and drug addictions and alcohol dependencies and all kinds of other problems that had accumulated in this one big area, which was the construction site. And it was a tough place to be because so many people were going through stuff. And I remember the first time I spoke was in this situation. It was on my birthday of all things. It was my birthday when I found out we were stopping work on the film, and 1 year later it was my birthday when this incident happened. And when this fella took his life, we got corralled up in this massive room. We all sat there and I decided that it was just enough. I'd been through so many bad situations like this in my life and I was going through it myself. I thought we can't lose any more people like this. So I just got up and I felt compelled to speak to the guys there and I said to them, you know what, this is a bad situation. We don't want to go down this path again. But if we as men want to become something better, we need to learn to speak. We need to learn to get our problems and our issues out there to our mates because we are mates. We are all friends and we need to work together to build something better. And if we don't feel we can talk to each other, we don't feel we can grow together, then what hope do we have? If we're spending lots of hours together, we need to learn to trust each other and have faith in each other's abilities and have faith in each other as people and human beings. And that's what we need. If we can do that, we'll be much better off. And so I spoke to these guys and I said, you know what? At the end of this speech, I said, I've been through too many of these situations. I've been through a lot. And I said, if anyone else is thinking the same way, you come and see me when I'm finished and I will take you to help myself. When I finished speaking, 6 guys stayed behind and said they were thinking of the same thing. And we took them to help. We took them to help. And they're still with us today. And here's the thing. If you don't learn to speak, if you don't learn to vent your problems and start talking about how to build things up and grow better, the problems just start compressing inside you and it's like a grenade waiting to go off and eventually it explodes in a really bad way. You know, and we don't want that. We want people to be able to grow and to become better people. And if you talk to people, a number of things happen. It's not just about this stuff. If you talk to people, just in general, learn about people, learn more about other people, it opens up many more doors for you. Many more doors for you. It allows you to become something greater than you were the day before. It allows you to get inside someone's heart space and their mind space and learn some new stuff. It allows them to do the same with you. And through that creativity and that building, we start meshing together and we become better people and we start learning how to do other things outside our normal skill sets. It allows us a chance to grow. So if you can do that, if you can step up and learn the courage to get through and speak to people, it's a tough thing to do, especially as guys, because we want to be masculine and tough. Don't want to let people know we're struggling. But it's important we let people know we're struggling because it doesn't get better if you don't make it better. If your mindset can't make it a positive, then reach out for help. You know, we're all in this together. So we need to function together. We're human beings. We're a big team of people. We're not at each other's throats. You know, you see all these negativity things going on in the war and the media because they want it to be that way. They portray the negatives in the world because that's what sells. But if we bind together as people and start building ourselves up together, we will make the world better. We make even just our community better. We start small. It'll end up big. But that's what we need to do. And it'll make lives better because people have an understanding of where everybody's at, and you start knowing how to lift people up, not just push them down. If you can do that, the world will be a better place, and you'll be better people, and we'll all be luckier. And the next generation, well, they got it made. So have a great week. This is the Mind Warrior checking out for today. I'll catch you next week. Be good.